Bone-chilling photos. This is a pedestrian tunnel in the Sadkiv district at the outskirts of Mariupol, where Russian Nazis piled the bodies of Mariupol citizens. Special sweeping groups transport hundreds of bodies to these stockpiles all over the city. The bodies are then thrown either into a mass grave or into a mobile crematorium. Occupiers do everything they can to hide the tragedy they have committed in the city of Mariupol, as the scale of genocide is 10 times worse than the Bucha massacre. 220 civilians have already been killed during the shelling and bombing in the Donetsk region. Official figures suggest the number of victims in the Donetsk region as 220. However, the head of the regional administration has said that the number of victims in Mariupol and Volnovakha is currently unknown. So, in fact, that figure could be 10 times higher. 739 residents of the region have suffered injuries as a result of the actions of the Russian military. Russian soldiers killed 5 civilians on the 9th of April alone. 4 died in Vuglidar, and another in Novomikhailivka. Dozens and hundreds of tortured injured people were subjected to terrible tortures in the occupied territories, said the Commissioner for Human Rights of the Verkhovna Rada of Ukraine, Lyudmila Denisova. In the village of Makariv in the Kyiv region, an 80-year-old man had his hands cut off in front of his daughter, and he died of his wounds. A 20-year pregnant woman was raped by 2 Russian militaries in Irpin. She lost her child. In the Kherson region, a 60-year-old man was beaten with butts and sticks right in front of his daughter. And during the occupation of villages in the Chernihiv region, the Russian invaders set up their headquarters in the Church of the Ascension. Inside, bodies of people were found, apparently locals, who were shot dead by the Russian militaries. In Kyiv region, the shootings of the local residents have been carried out by the occupiers. At present 1222 people are known to have died at the hands of the occupiers. According to the Prosecutor General of Ukraine, Irina Venediktova, what she saw in the aftermath of the events is proof of war crimes against humanity. She also noted that the Russian missile attack on Kramatorsk station, which killed more than 50 people, was a war crime as well. A letter to his late mother by the 9-year-old. In the letter, the boy thanked his mum for the best 9 years of his life, and promised to be good, so that he could someday meet her in heaven. The woman in question was trying to flee from Gostomel with her son, but the orcs, the Russians' translator, targeted hit their car. The mother died, but her son, though having stuck in the car after the accident, survived. Eventually, the locals found him and took to their cellar. Children bring food to their mother's grave. A photo of a 6-year-old boy on his mother's grave shocked the whole world. It was taken in Bucha, a city where the occupiers committed crimes against humanity. Marina Nauamets, who died, was the mother of 3 children. The eldest daughter is only 13. The woman worked as a nanny in a private children's center. According to locals, she simply could not cope with the stress caused by the terrible events. Most likely, her heart failed. Marina fell asleep in the shelter and never woke up. Her 3 children bring food to the grave. They are worried she will go hungry. Children bring canned food and candies. They recollect how their mother always supported them and believed that everything would be fine. The 47th day of the heroic resistance of the Ukrainian people to a Russian military invasion continues. A Russian Federation continues its full-scale armed aggression against Ukraine. A Russian enemy does not abandon plans to fully capture the territory of Donetsk and Luhansk Oblast. In the Sloboshansky direction, the Russian enemy continues to partially block the city of Kharkiv, firing from multiple rocket launchers, artillery and mortars. In the area of the city of Izium, the Russian occupiers are trying to keep the borders that were captured earlier. In the Donetsk and Tavria directions, the Russian enemy tried to storm the city of Severodonetsk, but was unsuccessful. During the Popasna attack, It used the Tochka-U tactical missile system. Attempts to advance deep into Ukraine defenses to improve the tactical situation were unsuccessful. In the city of Mariupol, the enemy is carrying out assault operations in some areas of the city. In the south-Ba direction, the Russian occupiers are trying to improve the tactical situation and gain a foothold on the administrative borders of the Kherson region. There are many cases of desertion in enemy units. In order to quickly replenish the losses of its troops, the occupation authorities announced another wave of mobilization of men under 65 in Luhansk. Soldiers of the armed forces of the Russian Federation conduct raids on utilities and factories to identify conscripts and forcibly send them to military registration and enlistment offices. At the same time, in Alchevsk, with the beginning of hostilities, more than 300 people among the mobilized locals lost their lives. More than 1,200 people have been brought to a hospital in Donetsk since the beginning of the large-scale war. Among the personnel of the occupation units in the temporarily occupied territory of the Autonomous Republic of Crimea, there is information that the armed forces of Ukraine are planning a counteroffensive in the Kherson region with the possibility of success and entry into the Crimean Peninsula. We believe in the armed forces of Ukraine.
Let's win together. Glory to Ukraine. Academ.media was with you.